he has no personal interest, or he has approval in writing, and he keeps the discretion of his clients. He does all that. Apart from that, he's actively pursuing the deal. He calls the clients, he does follow-ups. If the client is interested, he says, let's meet. And if they meet, he says, why won't we have a deal? And now he wants 4 million, this one wants 3.5. So he negotiates, he's actively there. He's involved, he's actively pursuing the deal. He's the super agent, the agent of the books. Okay? If we were to create a book or to write a story about the super agent, he would be the Gorem Yair. Okay? He's not a freeloader, he's not just there to get money for nothing. That's the appearance of agents. They don't create anything. Now, few situations, I just got to meet you and I got your apartment. Okay, today, you gave me, I like the apartment, you said, I'm the agent, I want to sell it. And we agreed that I will sell it exclusively. And I leave the apartment and I meet you. And you tell me, oh, I'm looking for this and this apartment. I said, wow, it's my lucky day. I've seen one. And I take you to the apartment, you love it, you shake hands, and you close the deal tomorrow. Because your lawyers are so efficient and unreal. But this happens. Now, I've done a perfect job, but I didn't do anything. Is that good or not?
It's good as in the sense you get a commission. If you want to do ethically, it's not good because, it's, as you just said before, that we want to know everything we can about the apartment, do our research into it, and then give it over the information that we think is most beneficial for it.
So the apartment is new. Okay, I got all paperwork is proper. Everything is
proper. Then you've done your job very quickly. It's called a commission.
I've been lucky and I've done my job very quickly. I've done nothing wrong.
Because
I've been lucky. I know people don't like lucky people, but
because on the other side of your job is that you showed him 20 apartments and he hasn't bought one.
yeah,
You spent 4 days, now you're whatever, months, now you come to me, one
yeah.
balance that. So
You know-
as long as you've done your job and you're saying, I've done this, I'm just good enough to find the right person for your apartment very quickly, there's nothing wrong with it.
Nothing
The
wrong.
buyer might be, not the buyer, the seller might be a bit robbers because he doesn't want to pay you the commission.
Yeah,
That's something mashachet.
yeah. But we
legally,
will
I
solve
think-
that in a second.
Okay.
But yeah, that's exactly being the super agent. It's being extra super agent, right? Because it's not that I did all my duties, I did it quick. And I just managed to.
You made the shidduch happen very quickly.
Yeah.
And the shidduch, that comes from your experience as a good
Yeah.
agent. You
Or
say,
my pure luck. I just got my license yesterday. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Okay?
But if the judge had to get you in front because he doesn't want to pay his commission and he sees that you did everything according to the book,
Yeah.
he doesn't care.
Having said that,
Am I right?
You're right.
Yeah.
Having said that, it will be advised for you to keep a record, some kind of record of your meetings, you know, a text message always. Keep them emails, because if you get to the situation that you need to show that you've been there, that you've been actively pursuing a deal, you can show emails, text, and so on. Okay, just don't rely on your memory and some sticky notes for that. But the super agent will do whatever necessary within his duties to make a deal happen. Gorem Yair. Okay, now most of the questions about him is about Gorem Yair, with one extra element that we will get in a second. Exclusivity. The Holy Grail. Okay, what you want to do after you get your license, you want to record and properties exclusively.
Meaning what?
What?
What does that mean? Like,
Good
You have
question.
the right to sell it. You have a mandate to sell it, only you. Like another agent can't. Yes, the other agent has to actually come to you because you've got the right.
That's in practice, but
Yeah.
that's not the definition of exclusivity. Exclusivity means that the owner connects with me, like he grants me the right to get paid when the property is sold. Other agents sometimes they're not aware of that, and sometimes the landlord will sell his property to his neighbor, his mother, and I never met them. I'm still entitled to my commission. So for us in business, exclusivity means a stream of income that we can count on, because it's within a time frame, and within this time frame, if the property is sold, we get paid.
What's a normal time? 3 months, 4 months?
6 months is top for residential by law. In a second, we'll get there.
Why would owner want to give you exclusivity?
When you find the answer to that, that will be when you become a great agent, because you will need to convince them why they should give you an exclusivity.
It's about the market.
And I'll tell you why. At the apartment in Ra'anana, I just told you. So this friend called us and he said, help me. I advertise on Yad Shtaim and only agents call me and they want exclusivity. Now I want to sell. I don't want agents to call me. Selling a property is a big deal, especially for people that selling their home because they're emotionally involved. They get upset if you don't like the apartment. It's their home. It's their house. Okay, they love it, and you don't like it, so something is wrong. Why don't you love it? They're not professional, and we're dealing with home and with a lot of money. It's probably the biggest deal they'll ever do in their life, and suddenly there are 4-5 million shekels that they discuss about. They lose it. Okay, people lose it, and they are not objective. They are not cool. They become irrational, and selling a property is a profession. This is what we're gonna do, and they need to understand that you as a professional can sell it for higher price than what they can do it, quicker, with less stress and suffering for them.
For them it's emotion, for you it's a business.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, they start, so they advertise and they get phone calls, agents, sometimes clients, and the clients, they come into the apartment, they look at it, they say, wow, it's nice. And then what happens? They go. They're gone. They're not there anymore. Now, if you're the landlord, you have no idea what happens. If you're the agent, you call them and you follow up and you say, did you like not? And you can communicate it to the owner. You say he's not into it. He's, yes, we need to reduce the price. But when you sell as an owner by yourself, you're in an unknown situation. You have no idea what's going on. And if you have a nerves of steel, you can do it. And some people do. But usually it will cost you time, money, and suffering. A lot of energy. So, okay?
So exclusivities, which one? Sure.
בלעדיות. מה זה בלעדי? בלעד זה without, יפה. בלעדי is only mine. It means in our legal discussion that when I have בלעדיות, I'm automatically בגורם יעיל. I don't need to argue that I am גורם יעיל. Now, let's go back to the situation that the client doesn't pay me and I take him to court. Judge will say, license, good. No good, goodbye. But you have a license. You have the written document. Now we need to establish whether or not you are גורם יעיל. Now, גורם יעיל is, you can never know if the judge will declare you as גורם יעיל or not. It's up to him. And because it's not straight and black or white, you know, you roll the dice and hopefully this judge doesn't hate agents. Most of them do, because they are selling and buying houses as well sometimes, and they are the paid agents, so they look at them as freeloaders. Okay, that's the situation out there. Okay, that's true. And he might not like you, he like the poor young couple more than you, and he knows that 70,000 shekels for them is a big deal, and you're an agent. You go find some French people and sell them something. And you're not going to and you cannot really argue about it because it's gray. It's not clear. It's something solid. When you have excuse, and you're the one that needs to prove that you are גורם יעיל, you need to show him. But judge, listen, I made phone calls. This is everything I've done, and still he might say that you're not going in. When you have exclusivity, being גורם יעיל is granted. That's the power of exclusivity. They need to show that you are not גורם יעיל. And now we enters the topic of burden of proof. You know this thing? What's burden of proof? O.J. Simpson. You remember O.J. Simpson? You know the story. O.J. Simpson was this big American football player and a movie star, and he.
You don't know if he did.
I don't know if he did.
Ex-wife died.
Ex-wife and a lover
And
died
another, yeah.
after a car pursuit. It was a big deal in the end of the 90s.
Stabbed to death.
And now he went to court. Okay? He went to criminal court, and they found him not guilty. Then the family of his ex-wife, they sued him in civil court, and he found responsible and had to pay millions of dollars. Now, it's the same situation, different burden of proof. I'll explain. Burden of proof, you know, המוציא מחברו עליו הראיה. You say I owe you money, I owe. You have to prove it, okay? If not, I can go and say, hey, you owe me money, she owes me, everybody owes me money, bring me the money. If you say that something of someone else is yours, you have to prove it. That's the burden of proof. Okay? I have to prove. If the other side needs to prove, they have the burden of proof. Now, in criminal law, the burden of proof is on the person, prosecutor, and he needs to prove in 97% ודאות. Certainty. Now, it's mathematics and this is real facts, but 97 is beyond reasonable doubt. Okay, you know this from the movie. In civil law, you don't need to convince on 97% certainty. You just need to convince a little more than the other side, 51%. Now there is a joke I always tell when I teach marketing. I say that two friends are walking in the jungle in South America, and suddenly they hear the roar of the jaguar. That's a scary thing. And one of the friends, he goes down and ties his shoelaces. And the other friend looks at him and says, what are you doing? You have no chance because the jaguar runs a lot faster than you. And he said, I don't need to outrun the jaguar. I need to run faster than you. That's the burden of proof. You don't need to be right. You need to be a bit more right than your friend. So, a lot of civil cases, they come down to the matter of who has the burden of proof and if you cannot do it. Because if you come and say, Roy, you owe me money, you take me to court, I don't need to do anything. I can sit down like this and wait for you to try and prove something, and if you don't, it's over. If the burden of proof is on me, and I can, because if you have a document, a contract that we signed, that you gave me money and I have to give it back to you, and I haven't, then you raise, it's going to raise the burden of proof. You raise it, you show this document, and now I have to push it back to you. Why? Because now I need to prove the part that this document is made by you or why it's not valid. But most cases in civil law is about who should convince and whether they could or not. And when you have exclusivity, the burden of proving that you've been גורם יעיל is removed from you. Okay? You are granted גורם יעיל. Now the other side needs to argue why you're not גורם יעיל, and it's almost impossible. Another Jewish saying is לך תוכיח שאין לך אחות. Go prove that you have no sister. Can you prove that you have no sister? But even if you didn't, you could not prove it. Because you cannot prove non-existent. You cannot prove negative. You can only prove that a positive thing is not true.
I just still don't understand why would a landlord, whoever it is, give someone exclusivity if if he only has one person, then it's less chance that he's gonna get it sold.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to.
So the opposite might be true. By giving exclusivity, gives you to Roy. Roy says, right, I'm going to work, I'm going to advertise, I'm going to put a website on, I'm going to take my photographer from perfect photography. He's putting money and effort and time. Now I'm as the buyer, and I'm sitting in Buxlaritz in Anglia, I see this, I'm like, wow, he's giving me everything I need and I buy from him. Had he opened it to many agents, then they're like, it's another flat, another deal to sell. They don't really go to that. They don't want to put the money and effort in to create, as he would like, the sale, all the media around the sale.
Is it better? Do you get it? That's another point of view for it. But we need to convince you, because again, you will need to convince the landlord. But that's the key for success in this business.
Someone showed me just another example of this about why exclusivity I saw a video the other day. It's like apparently the most expensive house in Israel, $100 million. You're doing a good job. You hear about this house? One house, $100
Of
million.
Teddy Sagi.
No, not 30. He's only 40 or 50 million. There's another house now. $100 million.
Okay.
Now you're gonna look very nice. So the guy showed me the video they made. They're spending a fortune and models and drones and aeroplanes, and they really made a professional video. The only reason they'll make that video with that kind of investment into that property is because they have exclusivity.
You need some kind of shoes. Imagine that I invest money in the property and then another agent comes and by luck sells it. Then I will not invest in it.
The main benefits of exclusivity is that the agent, the owner, the landlord is basically, he knows that there's one agent that is taking care of everything in terms of the sale. So he doesn't have to deal with anything in terms of the sale. He doesn't need to, screen the calls. He doesn't need to show the apartment. He has one person who's taking care of that. Most landlords don't like to give exclusivity. As you said, like, why would one landlord give one agent? There's less of a chance. The thing is that there's actually it's quite the opposite, because if there's one agent, then everything goes through that agent in terms of the sale. So if I'm taking like an exclusivity on an apartment, then I automatically collaborate. I have like a higher incentive of working really hard, as he said, because I know that I'm like, if I'll make a sale, I'm guaranteed to make money. If I don't have an exclusivity on the apartment or on the house, and if there's like 1,000 agents working on it, then if it's going to sell, then there's no point in me putting any effort into the marketing or into the sale process itself, because I might not even make money out of the sale.
Like now, exclusivity, another agent has to do with the agent with exclusivity. So yes, you guarantee, irrespective, you don't get the seller, you don't get the buyer, but you just get the seller.
I'm not satisfied with living this year, because I don't want you to get it again, because I want you to be convinced.
You're just like changing over as you go.
No, I have 2 people on the way, and they maybe they don't find it. But they want to do it. I'm not satisfied with living this year. For the sake of moving on, we will now, but we have this thing open, and in 7 weeks from today, you will be the most enthusiastic person about exclusivity, I promise you. Okay? I need to see how, but please always insist when I explain and you still don't get it, keep asking as you just did. It's important to me, and it's even more important to you. And we'll get you on board with exclusivity. But now just hear what it is. Okay? It's a time frame that you are granted the position of Goren Yaril, meaning that if the landlord sells to his mother, you get paid. Now, exclusivity has two details that need to be agreed upon. First one, exclusivity requires a separated document. So that's the third document of the agent. We have buyer-seller and exclusivity, which is an addition to the seller's document. And within the time frame of exclusivity, you as the agent needs to commit to marketing actions. פעולות שיווק. שיווק מרקטינג.
פעולות
שמטרתן תיווך במקרקעין, פעולות that מטרתן, their meaning or the destination or the idea behind them is תיווך במקרקעין, בסוגריים, marketing actions. פעולות שיווק is the word we're going to use from today. מה זה פעולות שיווק? is actions to increase the probability of sale. And we have a list of פעולות שיווק. Marketing actions 1 to 7. It's actually 1 to 6, and 7 is an extra. Okay, we'll get there. Now this is a list. It's not the smartest list. I'll show you why in a second. First marketing action is שילוט, שלט, sign, למכירה, exclusive sales.
So when you do exclusive, you have to put a
You need to do 2 actions out of this. list.
2 out of the 7. Okay.
The easiest, when you get exclusivity, you want to do them as fast as you can, because you have a time frame of 1/3 of the exclusivity period to commit 2 marketing actions. So if you get exclusivity for 1 month, you have 10 days to complete 2 marketing actions. Okay, so your best practice would be when you sign, come the next day and put a sign on the apartment and put it on your website, and then you're gonna,
That's 2.
That's 2.
Sign and wait.
yeah. But now let's see them one by one. The first one is sign. Sign can be on the property, on the proximity of the property, on a billboard or something like this. But if you place 10 signs in different places, it's counted as 1 marketing action.
Sign is that.
Signs is 1 marketing action, 1 or 100.
Right.
Okay, 1 marketing action. Shtein, advertising to a database or online. Now they don't care. It's on your website. You send them mails by post, emails, Yad Shtein, Craigslist. You can do amazing online marketing. 1 marketing action. Okay? Why? Because 3, daily newspaper.
That'd be 2 in there.
4, local newspaper or professional magazine. Home and Garden, for example. Who choose the professional or local magazine? The client. You come to him and you offer, listen, I want to market 1, 2, 3, and he needs to approve. Number 5, inviting potential buyers on a agreed date. In other words, open house. You know open houses by Remax? Remax do it, it's very American. the
Wait a
open
minute,
house.
very South African. South African, every Sunday, every Yom Rishon, because I'm not working, every Yom Rishon is open house.
That's smart.
House.
Because it's working. A lot of people, you create urgency, you create, it's like a domino effect. So open house, I set time and date and I invite interested buyers. Number 6, 5 agents that are active in the location of the property to collaborate.
Right, and then just opening it up to other agents, open listing.
Inviting 5. They need to come to the property, and now you walk in Ra'anana and you have an exclusivity, and you will call me from Tel Aviv. I won't come. I can argue that I am, but
Yes.
just for the sake of the conversation.
Why would you invite 5 active agents?
It's just an act of marketing.
Because I have exclusivity, maybe that will be an addition to the answer to your question. Now, I can be greedy and say, well, I will find a buyer by myself and then I have the whole pool. Or now I'm guaranteed to get paid my 2%, maybe I will make it quick and collaborate with
Right, and
agents.
then you're saying we'll take a split of it.
Yeah, I take from my side, you take from your side. Okay? Now, you want by calling 5 good agents, you increase the chances of selling quick. Okay? Now, number 7 is
If you invite 4 agents, not considered, it has to be 5.
Number 7 is an open possibility. It says any other marketing action agreed by the site. Now you need to do 2 marketing actions, 1 till 6, or one of the 1 till 6 and 7, or only 7. This is what the law said. Why? What is 7? 7 is exactly as you described before about the $50 million.
Yeah.
It's not in the list, but it's huge marketing action. Okay, it's having a fashion show in the apartment
Yes,
and calling
exactly.
Globes TV.
Yeah, that's exactly that.
So that's any other thing. And if the seller agrees that you do only the fashion show, then you're good. But in the additional document of the exclusivity, it will be there. It must be there. Okay, so we already know that exclusivity, you are granted Gorem Yael, it requires a separate document and marketing actions according to what we learned. Within 1/3 of the exclusive period. Now, we are dealing with all kinds of exclusivities. If the case is of private seller, not a professional would be an investor, a real estate investor, or a developer, maybe a project, they are professional sellers and we already covered that. But most sellers are private, and the law comes from a point of view that agents take advantage of the people in the market are not experienced, and they want to balance that. So they put a maximum time frame for the exclusivity period for private sellers. If it's residential, normal apartment, no more than 6 months. Okay? You agree on 2 years, but after 6 months it's done. You can renew it. Okay? But 6 months is maximum. And the ridiculous thing that if you did not specify the time frame, and I have no idea why people will not specify the time frame, but if you did not specify, after 30 days exclusivity is over by itself. Okay, so for residential we have 6 months, 30 days. Why not 6 months, 1 month? And I insist on 6 months, 30 days because that's what the law says. It doesn't say 1 month, it says 30 days. Okay. And now I guarantee that you will remember. Non-residential, commercial, agricultural land, office building, 1 year maximum. If you haven't specified the time frame, 9 months.
What was that?
On residential, 6 months maximum, 30 days if you did not specify. On non-residential, 1 year top, 9 months if you haven't specified. Now, it goes without saying that you can agree on 2 months, 3 months, okay?
That's just if you have an open-ended agency on a commercial would be 9 months.
If you didn't
Okay,
specify.
yeah, if you didn't specify.
But the owner can say, I give you exclusivity for 2 months.
Yes.
It's not 2 month, 9 month minimum. It's 1 year maximum.
But in commercial, you also have to do the marketing steps in the same time.
Always. The marketing step and the separate documents always apply.
Right.
If it's a private buyer, then time frame applies as well.
So time frame doesn't apply except for the 9 months. No. The third, to do the 2 marketing actions within a fourth third of the executive period is up. That would apply to a commercial. You would have to do the same.
Yeah,
Have to advertise or whatever. One of
Yeah.
the 7. No?
that's definitely. Okay, 2 more and we get to the questions, which is the fun thing. Article 14 Aleph. We had 14 commission. Why do we have 14 Aleph? Because they finalize the law and then they remember that they need to put something else, and 15 is already taken. 14 Aleph is a long new addition to this law. It discusses the disciplinary issues. I told you that the law of agents had no teeth. There was no official place where you could discuss if agents behave impaired. And in 2013, almost 3 years ago, they changed it. They placed 14 Aleph, and they created an entity called the Disciplinary Tribunal. It's like a court. It's like the first level court. And if a client has problem with an agent, that's the place to be.
And Does it work? Are people going? They work?
It started working, but I'm not aware of
Any place?
any cases yet. Usually you get aware, cases get into discussion after they appeal to Supreme Court, and then because then it means something. And we have a list of actions, of deeds that are considered to be disciplinary offenses. Okay? One, behave improperly. Improper behavior. What is improper behavior? Judge will decide whether doing this is considered to be improper behavior. 2. did not respect, עבר על הוראה, 8, 10, 11, 12. 8, be a good agent. Efficient, investigate, disclose to your client. 10, personal interest. 11, discretion of your clients. ו-12, legal documents. Next, we have he lied while applying to his license. If you need, when you apply for your license, you need to say that you are not bankrupt. And you were bankrupt, disciplinary offense. Then, he was found guilty of a crime that makes it appropriate for him to act as a real estate agent. Or was irresponsible or committed malpractice while doing real estate agent job.
Which was number 4, so number 5.
Urusha, they was found guilty. Psak din is court verdict. So fee is final, meaning it's not into appeal and stuff. It's final.
So 4 is just guilty. 4 is השג את ראשונו במצב
מצג שווא is
Like
false presentation.
false presentation.
I remember I removed number 3. I don't. It was some kind of.
Okay, 5 is guilty of the crime.
Yeah. And 6 is irresponsible malpractice. Okay? Now, what can happen? What punishments they can give you in the disciplinary tribunal? They can warn you. They can say that you've been a bad agent. They can fine you. They can put you on probation for no more than 3 years. And they can cancel your license. If they cancel your license, you cannot apply for a new license for 7 years. Now, you were found guilty in Vadat Mishmat, in the disciplinary committee. You appeal to the district court, Bet Mishpat Mechozi. They ask about it sometimes, and you know the answer.
Within 40, בתוך 45 ימים, you have to do within 45
Yeah.
days.
You get the verdict, you have 45 days to
Yeah.
issue your appeal.
To the same disciplinary tribunal. You can
No,
appeal.
to the
To the
upper
higher
level.
court, to the upper level.
We have 3 levels of court in Israel. The basic level is either Bet Mishpat Shalom, the normal court. In our field, it's the disciplinary committee. In religious thing is a Bet Din Rabbani Mekomi. In transportation is transportation court. We have labor court and we have family court. Okay, that's the first level. Now you appeal, you always have the right to appeal one level up. So if you appeal in our case, second level is בית משפט מחוזי. That's like the roof for second level. Sometimes you have a professional court second level as well, like בית דין רבני גדול. That's the second level. Third level is always Supreme Court.
Is this what you're doing here?
No, now we're going to
Just talking now.
just extra. Now we have questions, real test questions. I've been talking for 2.5 hours,
So this is like now the
and now it's money time. אוי, ואני מסייעות, רישיון. When you get to the point, stop and explain. We do one. It's okay to miss and not to understand. You know what? Let's start being smart right from the beginning. אופיר הוא מתווך בעל רישיון. Stop. What does it mean? אופיר is a licensed agent.
License broker, yeah.
Yeah. Good, very good. אופיר החתים את חנן על טופס הזמנת שירותי תיווך.
We signed him up on the Tofes Hazmana in order to
On the document.
on the document.
Document for commission, which is Article 9. Hey, סעיף 9. ועל טופס בלעדיות נפרד למכירת דירתו.
To sell the flat.
No, what to sell the flat? Exclusivity form. טופס בלעדיות נפרד. Separate the document for exclusivity. Very good. בטופס הבלעדיות, in the exclusivity form, אין סעיף, there is no article that determines the time frame, תקופת הבלעדיות. Stop, eyes to me, what do you know now? What do we know? We just learned it.
After 30 days.
After 30 days, because it is
It's a private residence.
private residential. So 30 days, when we have no time frame, 30 days is the maximum time frame. Excellent. And we have 4 answers. Now we already start practicing how to eliminate. טופס הזמנת שירותי התיווך. Wait, before that, last sentence, בנסיבות העניין, נסיבות העניין is, well, it's a common way, in the circumstances, which of the following statements are true, or is true, because it's only one. איזה מהמשפטים הבאים נכון? 1. טופס הזמנת שירותי התיווך וגם טופס הבלעדיות, both forms, בטלים, cancel, ואינם תקפים. No. Very easy. We make a line, we eliminate them, and next. טופס הזמנת שירותי התיווך תקף, אולם זה אבל, but, טופס הבלעדיות בטל ואינו תקף.
Hebrews, well, I'm getting it.
It's okay.
Olam bat Tofes Hotel cancelled the only token.
אינו תקף. Cancelled and void.
Yeah, cancel and void. Okay, no.
No. Why?
30 days.
Same reason that we just eliminated number 1. טופס הזמנת שירותי התיווך תקף והבלעדיות תסתיים בתום 30 יום מחתימת ההזמנה על ידי חנן. זה נכון? איך אנחנו יודעים? כי מצאנו את התשובה לפני שחיפשנו אותה. We found the answer before we knew the answer. And I want to, when you have a question, stop and say, wait, the answer is, now let's find the best sentence. Which is what we did. And 4 says that it's valid and the exclusivity will end in 3 months.
Okay.
Not so bad, huh? We just solved correctly our first question.
Thank you. When you hear the English,
Yeah.
okay.
This is, אומרים קשה באימונים, קל בקרב.
Yeah. Exactly.
החברה הקבלנית אורנים בע"מ. החברה הקבלנית זה קבלן זה developer.
Yeah.
Okay? Constructor. חברה is a company. And you have אורנים like this, בע"מ means they give you all the hints that this is a company. Okay? I'm insisting on that
This is
because it
Sapir, or
matters.
this is Tidha, this is one of the big companies.
Yeah.
Okay.
מתמחה בהקמת קניונים ופרויקטים מסחריים. They specialize in constructing malls and commercial surroundings. מקימה פרויקט חדש בבית שמש עם חנויות רבות. They establishing a project in בית שמש with a lot of stores.
רבות is many.
many. רבים רבות. החברה מעוניינת להזמין שירותי תיווך ממיכל המתווכת. They're interested in ordering מיכל the agent to be their agent. מיכל the agent to be their broker. For her to market exclusively the project. כדי שתשווק בלעדיות את החנויות. אוקיי? בנסיבות המתוארות, in this described situation, על מה צריכה מיכל להקפיד כדי שהסכם הבלעדיות יהיה תקף? What does מיכל need to pay attention for her exclusivity agreement to be valid? Now, don't look at the answers. Tell me. You know, we are dealing with
Commercial.
a commercial seller, not private, and we have only two conditions to meet in order for the exclusivity to be valid, which are
12 months, and you got 9 months to do your
It's-
two marketing actions.
you are answering the time frame for commercial property,
Yeah.
but it's not a commercial property. It's a
You're right.
no. It is a commercial property, but we are not even there. We stopped one level before that. You were saying?
I was just gonna say that she needs to have that sheet that signs exclusivity.
Yeah, she must have the. That's the
Yeah.
first part
Yeah.
of the thing. But when we started with exclusivity, I told you separate documents, two marketing actions.
Within a period of time.
The period of time is valid for what kind of sellers?
For private sellers,
Private seller is there?
It's
Are
not
they a
private.
private seller? So period of time is irrelevant.
it's good.
No, whatever they agree on. The law?
If there's nothing stated in it, you're
No.
9 months. But if they
No.
don't agree,
No.
then you can get anything.
No. That what you say is true
Yeah.
when you deal with private sellers.
Right.
Because you need to, the law needs to protect the private sellers against the evil agents. Okay,
Right.
now the evil developer doesn't need any protection. So the law gives two conditions. Let's go back to
Yeah.
exclusivity, and we started. Don't worry, everybody, including myself, got it wrong on that understanding. You can have exclusivity, two conditions: separate document, marketing actions. Stop. That's the conditions for marketing action. In case of private seller, we have time frame. No private seller, the seller is not private, no time frame. Whatever they agree on, because they are business people and they can take care of themselves.
What's the answer?
Now you tell me what's the answer. So she needs to pay attention to separate document, as you said, and
There's no time.
no time frame, but she needs to do what?
She needs to specify time and do two marketing actions.
The two marketing actions. But the time, there is no limit. They,
No limit.
She
Whatever
doesn't
they
need to
decide.
specify.
The only
They
thing
need
is,
to specify.
You said earlier, commercial max 1 year, no specified limit.
On
1 month.
commercial property,
If that is-
private seller.
Commercial property, private seller.
The time
This
frame
is
is
not-
for private
Oh,
private
so
sellers
it's a
can own
commercial property.
property.
Of course. Mr. Cohen owns a building in Azot Tasia, and I'm selling it for him. He doesn't put a time frame, it's a max of 1 year, and it's not specified, so it's 9 months.
Exactly.
For a year, and within 9 months, I must do my marketing actions, if it's a year.
Not 1 month, 3 months.
Yes.
4 months, or 1/3.
Yeah, 1/3. Because he's a private seller, but it's Azot Tasia. Yeah, you're saying it's a Chevrat, and they're selling, so there's no.
No limitation
No
on time
limitation.
frame. It
And-
can be 10 years,
Right,
for example.
of course.
It's a commercial agreement between a company and
And
an
an
agent.
agent.
So we cannot take advantage of
So
that.
let's just go back to the question. So let's read the question again. Right, Kablanot or Renew. That's a proper company. They המתמחה בהקמת קניון הרבולט, קניון
קניון זה
ופרויקטים and malls, okay, yeah. מקימים פרויקט חדש בבית שמש, אנחנו יודעים פרויקט בבית שמש, שמו המוניות רבית, אוקיי? חברת המוניות להזמין שירותי טיוב ממיכל, so they've asked for Michal to come do the agency duties for them. המתווך, כדאי שזה, אוקיי, good, okay, so asking what did it say, okay, giving her,
So she needs to do two things.
she needs to do two things, so, try best, okay, now we're going to read each thing.
Yeah. What do you say, David?
What do I say?
You go over the answers.
No, I'm reading it now. I'm trying to just figure out in my head what you're saying now, because she does need to do the two things, right? She needs to do the two things. So when did we say them? She does need to do two things. If it's not,
The first preliminary conditions for exclusivity on all cases is separate document and two marketing actions.
always,
For always.
Okay.
If it's a private owner, we have additional requirements of maximum time frame. But you always separate document and two marketing
Okay,
actions.
So,
So, and now they are trying to trick you. Okay, it's a tricky answer. Number one is a tricky answer.
What's the יכלול?
Ichlol is includes.
include סעיף.
That's the trick.
העלויות, כן, לבצע.
לבצע, to act, to do.
לבצע.
מה לא בסדר פה? באחד. Something is wrong in one. Because you think it's right.
No, because I'm struggling to just, I'm getting through the reading. It's not so much right or wrong, I'm going to read it and get it as an understanding.
Safe condition.
Save article. But yeah, go continue. You're on the right spot.
It's saying it's just saying one thing, really. It's two things. That's just
Not really, but let's.
what's the כהגדרתן?
כהגדרתן as defined.
As defined בחוק ובלא.
But כהגדרתן בחוק is like a common thing to say, as described in the law.
Okay.
Okay, it's actually wasting time and space for war, unnecessary war. מה זה יכלול סעיף בלעדיות? They say that a טופס, the form, the document, will include an article about exclusivity. But we know that exclusivity requires a separate document. So that's not true. She cannot have an article about exclusivity. She needs to have another article,
Okay.
another document.
right.
Right?
Right.
It's a tricky question. Most people fail it. But you won't anymore because you will remember. 2. על מיכל להקפיד שטופס הבלעדיות ייחתם כטופס נפרד. Will be signed as a separate document. Okay? And if now they discuss the two marketing action, then that will be the right answer. וכן להקפיד לבצע פעולות שיווק כהגדרתן בחוק. The marketing action as required by law. So that's our right answer. Now, number 3 and 4, they try to trick you again. Because now they know that most people do not pay attention to the private or professional seller, and now they will confuse you with the time frame. And most people choose
Number 4.
number 4.
But I see the 9 months.
Because 9 months and you don't
you
you
learn
only
9
just
months.
learn about it.
Yeah.
You won't.
I'm gonna להקפיד שתופס לבצע.
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 But I'm just skipping because I want to see the next question if we can. Oh, it's
יהודה.
Yehuda. It's that will be our last one. It's short, and we can do this and finish on
Okay,
Oh, there is a typo. It's a copy paste from the test.
yeah.
So typos are there.
Typos coming from him, okay. בערב ראשון.
בעבר.
בעבר.
בעבר, in the past.
In the part, okay, בעבר ראשון, he had a license. איזה ראשון, שלא. טוב.
One thing you should know, once you get your license, you need to renew it every year.
שלא.
Okay, so he passed the test, he got the
Well,
license.
that's me to renew.
He didn't renew, but he was still working.
Yeah.
Painful subject.
עניין, איזה...
I don't like these questions, and this question actually it will be hard for you to understand because it's nuances that are bigger than what we do here. Okay, by the way, when I did this test, it was 2 things ago, I got this question wrong. Okay, me. And that was really upsetting because I usually get them right. They ask you,
No.
first of all, what's
Hello?
what
Who's this?
no, she's
Oh, is this in the middle of the course? Can you
Yeah, hi,
talk
yeah,
about
next couple of times.
an hour? Would that be a good time?
when you
Okay, thank you.
we
Bye-bye.
learn in article number 2, do not work without a license. If you work without a license, you are punishable by 1 year in jail.
1 year jail, 4 times the fine.
Very good. Good memory. But all this 1 year in jail it should point us to the understanding that this is a criminal offense. Okay, because they don't send you in jail to
עבירה פלילית.
עבירה פלילית. In Hebrew, criminal offense, עבירה פלילית.
But here, the thing is, it says here that they're going to decide to take away his license. But the
Yes.
question is, he doesn't have a license. He used to have a license.
That's
So it's
true,
not gonna be
and
any-
that's a ridiculous question. But you're right. But they will take his
The right to having a license.
virtual license because he can renew it and have a license. Okay?
That's a trick question.
I don't think they meant to trick you. I think they just got confused. Not just, but I do want to go through that. Number 2 say that the registrar, רשם המתווכים, this secretary, will eliminate his license even if he is not put into justice. Now, רשם המתווכים cannot do anything. They have no authority. Okay, they just have lists. Okay, so רשם המתווכים cannot do anything. Number 3 said that he committed a criminal עבירה פלילית and is punishable, but you cannot take away his license. Not true. Okay, once you come to justice, they can cancel your license. And number 4 said that he committed a disciplinary offense. It's not disciplinary offense, it's because in the list of what are disciplinary offense, we don't have the license. That's a criminal offense. Okay, so it's confusing question. Okay,
The answer is yeah.
what?
What was the answer?
Oh, number 1.
Number 1.
But again, I don't expect you to know this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have many questions for you at home. You will have a great weekend.
Okay.
Okay, so we're done for today. We covered the real estate agent's law. It's a big deal. Okay, so first of all, great job. It's a big deal because I told you 47 questions can easily be on that. Okay, so
Maybe half the test.
you can be 30% on your way. Okay, and most questions are easy.
Just the heat.
I know.
If I understood it.
I know. Now I'm counting that you will get some of the questions wrong because by answering questions together we get into more details that I might have not said, and that's okay. But I do want you to go through the rest of the questions and email me what you think is the right answer. And it's amazing if you make mistakes. Okay, please make mistakes. That's the way to learn. again, questions, repeat the material, watch when we manage to record this. It's my bad, I'll work on that and I'll do this as soon as I can. No, not now, that's for your weekend.
So that's it, and then we'll see you next week then.
Yeah, you will email me during the week. Okay, I'm expecting your email with bad answers. Okay, please.
Make sure they're bad.
Make
Don't
sure
wanna get
they're
them
bad.
right.
Now I'll send you. You have tomorrow morning the presentation. I'll send you a PDF. I'll send you the maps. I'll see how I will do it. What?
The maps will come in PDF. Everything comes in PDF.
Yeah, but I if you have like in the iMindMap platform, you can like.
Zoom in big.
Yeah, if you had it, I could share with you.
Okay, for shit, I'll try maybe. I'll see, maybe I'll make
You have iPads?
Yeah.
Check you have them. iPhone will work for you. Have a free app of iMindMap.
Okay, so I'll put the free mind on my iPhone. That's a great idea.
But no, but in iPhone it won't. It's not the same. In iPad you get it. The maps now. We were discussing the platform. I created the maps, and if I could share with you the original, the you know the
If
document.
we said that, I'll do my iPad. That's fantastic.
Yeah. So I'll share and I do it in the high quality JPEG.
So basically, I've just got a lot of words to learn.
Yeah.
The concept's easy. It's just go home and keep
And
doing
next
these
week,
till I get the,
more.
you know,
And then more, a little bit more, and then more, and more for 8 consecutive weeks, and then the test. I promise you we will have great time.
so it's good.